In this lesson, you'll learn about QuoteWerks Advanced Bundling features. If you're not familiar with basic bundle features, we recommend that you watch our basic bundle tutorial lesson first to become more familiar with how to create a QuoteWerks bundle. There are several advanced features that you can set up for your items in a QuoteWerks bundle. You have the ability to set the quantity for an item, the sort order, the line type, and the item attributes. Let's edit an existing bundle and change some of the characteristics to see how these advanced features work. Select the Products Bundles menu option, or click the Bundles icon on the QuoteWerks toolbar. Choose the bundle that you want to change, and click the Edit button. Click on the Items tab, and you'll see all the items that you've set up for this bundle. To change the characteristics of an item, choose the item that you want to adjust, and then click the Edit button. Let's first start out by changing the quantity and sort order and view how the changes will affect the items once they're added to the quote. The quantity option allows you to predetermine the quantity of the item when the bundle is added to your quote. We'll change the quantity from 1 to 5. Now let's look at the sort order. The sort order gives you the ability to predetermine how the items will be ordered when the bundle is added to your quote. By default, the sort order numbering appears in multiples of 10, but you can enter any whole number into this field. In this example, if you want this item to appear first on the quote, you'll need to set the sort order to a number less than 10. Change the sort order number from 20 to 1 and click OK to save the changes. You can view the changes you've made here on the Items tab. Let's add this bundle to the quote and take a look at the characteristics of the items in the quote. The item that was adjusted to a sort order of 1 is now the first item on the quote, and the quantity automatically populated with 5. Now let's edit an item and look at the line type settings. In a QuoteWerks bundle, you have the ability to choose 3 different line type properties. You can choose to have an item, a comment, or a subtotal. The product service item property is the most common line item type and is the default when adding an item to your bundle. Let's look at an example of this line item type when we add this bundle to a quote. As you can see here, all the information about the line item shows up, including the unit and extended price. Now let's look at a comment line item type. Comment lines are particularly useful to add descriptive notes to your quote. You can use comment lines to indicate sections or categories, and they can also be used to add separators between line items in the quote. For this example, we'll change the third item in the bundle to a comment line item type. To change an item to a comment line, select the item that you want to change and click the Edit button. Under the Item Properties section, choose Comment and click OK to save your changes. Add this bundle to the quote and look how the items appear. As you can see, the item that we changed to a comment only shows the information that's in the description field. As a helpful tip, we recommend that you create a comment product in your products database, as you see here. You can fill in the description field if you use the same description for your comment, or you can leave the description field blank if you prefer the sales rep to fill in the comment in real time once it's been added to the quote. As another helpful tip, I've created a comment folder in my products database which contains frequently used comments. Let's move on to the last item type under the Item Properties. For this example, we'll change the last item in the bundle to the subtotal line item type. Choose the subtotal line type and then click OK. When we add this bundle to the quote, the line item now shows up as a subtotal. The subtotal line item type is a useful feature to have in a bundle because it enables you to subtotal the bundle's items automatically when you add the bundle to your quote. We recommend that you create subtotal items in your products database, such as you did with the comments, as you can see here in the Product Lookup window. Now that we've learned all the different line item types that you can choose in a bundle, let's move on to the item attributes. The supported line item attributes that you can choose are Exclude Line, Hide Price, Print Line, Option, and Print Picture. If the Exclude Line attribute is set, the line item will not be printed and will not be involved in any calculations. This is useful if you want to exclude a particular item, but you don't want to remove it from the bundle. If the Hide Price attribute is set, The price for this item will not be printed, but it will be included in all calculations. This is useful if you want to include items that are part of a group, but you don't want to display the individual price. If the print line attribute is not checked, the line item will not be printed, but its price will be included in all calculations. This is useful if you want to include service charge line items that are part of the quote, but you don't want to show these individual line items to the customer. If the option attribute is checked, the item and its price will still show up in the quote, but the price of the item will not be included in the quote total. This feature is useful if you want to show the customer that there are other items that they could benefit from. Pictures can also be associated with a quoted item. If this attribute is set, the picture that you've associated with this item will be included with your quote as long as you choose a layout that supports pictures. Having pictures included with your quote can be very helpful because it allows you to show your customer a visual representation of what they'll be purchasing. For an example on how all these line items behave when you add your bundle to the quote, I've set up a bundle to include one of each of these line item attributes. The bundle I've selected has 5 items. I'll change one of each of these items to show the exclude line, hide price, print line, option, and print picture attributes respectively. Each of the products will have a unit price of $100 for this example. Let's add this bundle to the quote and see how the items appear when we preview the quote. The first item has been set up as the exclude line attribute. The line item does not show up in the quote, and the price is not included in the total, nor will the cost, price, or list price be included in any calculations. The second item has been set up as the hide price attribute. The price for this item does not show up, but the line item's price is included in the total. The third line item does not have the print line attribute selected. The item does not show up on the quote, but the item's price is included in the total. The fourth line item was set up as an optional item, so it fully displays on the quote, but the price is not included in the total. The last line item has been set up as the print picture attribute, so the item's associated picture displays here. As you've seen in this advanced bundle tutorial, there are many ways that you can customize your bundle to aid you in the process when you're adding your commonly used items to your document.